Но сейчас современные традиции в их современных формах как раз отказываются от этой концепции, рассматривая монастырскую какую-то деятельность как временную. Вот. И поэтому разницы, такой сильной какой-то границы между духовным и материальным, мне кажется, не стоит проводить, потому что все это очень подвижно.
When it comes to understanding a term like spirituality, I always like to go back to the root of the word, to the linguistic root of the word. And in this case, the word spirituality comes from spirit, spiritus, and that means life breath in Latin. And it means aliveness. So if you ask yourself about your own spirituality, the best way is to ask yourself, what makes me most alive? Where do I come most alive in my life? And that may be in an area that, to your understanding of spirituality, is very far removed from spirituality in quotation marks. You may say, when I go out in nature, that is when I take a walk in the park, then I come really alive. Or when I take a shower in the morning, then I come really alive. Or when I drink my first coffee, a cup of coffee in the morning, that makes me really alive. So that is the starting point. Aliveness has many levels, and we know that also. We know that at certain times we are more alive, at other times we are less alive. Most people are less alive in the morning and more alive in the evening, but there are some people that are wide awake and alive in the morning and drive everybody else crazy because they are not yet alive. So we know that there are degrees and differences of our aliveness. And so there is also, we also experience, and I'm always trying to come back to our personal experience rather than theory, that we know that there are deeper ways of being alive than just the aliveness that a good dinner gives us. When we hear fine music, that is a higher degree of aliveness. And so there is no upper limit. You cannot say, this is finally spirituality. Spirituality starts from the bottom, as we heard last night, from the body, from our bodies, and goes all the way up to the highest ways that we can imagine, and then goes even much further. We cannot say what's the highest spirituality, but all of our aliveness is spirituality, and I think if we keep that in mind, we have at least the right track of speaking about spirituality.
Everything is spirit. Before the universe was born, there was only infinite no-thingness. And out of that infinite no-thingness, everything emerged with a big explosion. The energy and intelligence that's driving the creative process is what I understand God to be. So God is both unmanifest and manifest at the same time. God is what spirit is. And I think for us human beings who are endeavoring to become more conscious of who we are, when we have those moments when we have intimations or direct revelations or realizations of who we are as non-relative absolute spirit, both unmanifest at the biggest level of our being and manifest in all of our drive to act and to create and to engage with the world, when we have these intimations of who we are as non-relative or absolute spirit, it changes in the most profound way, the most profound and meaningful way, who we think we are. So, spirit is the infinite. and the unimaginable, and the uncontainable, and the inconceivable. And when we are able to directly recognize and realize that in our own experience, then we see the whole world and the whole cosmos and every aspect of our own humanity and everything that happens in this world, in this cosmos, as spirit in action. And we simultaneously find ourselves compelled to make this process and to make this world a better place.
The Cartesian dichotomy between matter and spirit is something that we have never in the East recognized. For us, spirit is all pervasive. The Brahman is everywhere, in front, behind, above, below, inside, outside. Whether it is the farthest galaxy or whether it is the tiniest subatomic particle, everything is inhabited by the same divine light that we call Brahman, or what you might call perhaps the spirit. So from that point of view, I agree with Andrew that everything is spirit. Sri Aurobindo would say that all life is yoga. Therefore there is no clear-cut dichotomy or division between spirit and matter. However, the awareness of this fact varies a great deal. And spirituality, as I see in the context in which we are talking, is the attempt, is the effort, is the methodology of trying to become consciously aware of the all-pervasive divine. I use the word divine rather than God, because God is a very loaded word. It has all sorts of surreal and subterranean meanings. I simply use the word the divine, the Brahman. And therefore spirituality for me is the constant attempt for us in our limited intelligence to move towards the unlimited glory and grandeur of the spirit. That process of movement is what I would call spirituality.
I do not know how to define spirituality. What I observe is that all over the world, people have defined spirituality in different ways, according to their own influences, according to their own experience, according to their own understandings. I doubt if any definition of spirituality actually encompasses that whole which human beings are yearning for. Our actual experience is of division. We experience division materially, we experience division nationally, economically, within the family, within institutions, within society as a whole, and also within our own being. One idea divided, fighting another idea, one belief in opposition to another belief in our own being. Unfortunately, even spirituality, once it becomes a belief, an idea, a definition, a conclusion, you can actually observe inwardly one belief of this is spiritual, another belief, no, this is spiritual, actually creates conflict. And out in the world, it is absolutely in the open. In the name of spirituality, in the name of divinity, in the name of religion, we have had great wars, great suffering. So, I would urge all my friends here, and all of us, that we approach this whole issue with great tentativeness, with great humility, with a certain quality of not knowing. Maybe spirituality is that approach where you are actually exploring, not asserting based on your limited experience, or based on any tradition. I am not here representing any tradition.